Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Ori and the Blind Forest. And today we're starting on hard, and I'm going to play through on hard without using an ability point. That should complete 2 of the challenge achievements. The beginning of this should be basically no different. It should be no different because I don't have any ability points to spend. So this, I'm going to do that, now that I know how to defeat that. I think I died the first time there. You die until you know. I don't actually know what the difference is between normal, easy, and hard. Now that there are enemies, let's see if I can notice the difference between the enemies normally. Oh, the Spirit Magnet. The Spirit Magnet is one of these abilities that I will care about not having. Although the main thing that it collects is the Spirit Light, which literally does nothing for me. So what is the difference on hard? Oh, I think I just saw it. So that enemy I think did 2 damage, and I think that enemy normally does 1 damage. I'm sure my lack of abilities is going to become more significant later in the game, like when I just don't have things that I had before, that I had in my first run. For example, I won't be dealing more damage. I won't be healing every time I save my game, which, by the way, I should save my game more often. Save my game. Ooh, I should save my game. Because I might die. I might die at this enemy right here. Because it can kill me in 1 hit now that I've taken damage. Well, it did not, but it tried. I ran into it. So I did get my first death. My first death was a really sad death because what I did is I had almost no life. Well, I think I might have had a lot of life, but I just didn't destroy one of these barbs before walking over there. We'll get our first ability, the wall jump, which is one of the most powerful abilities in this game, honestly. And I say ability, I should say skill. Very important distinction in this run, because I have skills, but I do not have abilities. Oh, let's save before we get that blue dot. I may have also saved because of the ancestral tree, but whatever. Save again. Hard, I think the fact that this is on hard changes not a whole lot. I think the fact that I'm doing this without using abilities is what's really going to change this run. This is one of those places where I could get killed in 1 hit, so I should probably save my game before going through. I got an ability point that I will not spend. I'm going to get a lot of those. Enemies just deal more damage. I hope that's not the only change, because that's not the most exciting of changes. Sunken Glades, 53%. It's never going to get to 100, I'm not going to do that. Having to spend no ability points means that Ori will be weak, and I won't be able to see any of the secrets, for example. I'll need to find them on my own. And here's all of the keystones, so let's go up. What are the abilities that I'm really worried about not having? I'm bothered not having the magnet ability, because things don't just come to me. Not being able to see the secrets on the map might actually affect me eventually, because I won't collect as many life cells or energy cells. We got the main quest of the game. We have to do the waters, the wind, and the warmth. I didn't notice in my first run that those all start with W. I like that alliteration. That is the easiest spirit well to forget to save your game at, and therefore not be able to teleport to. The ground is unstable, which means a stomp could break it. Let's have a little stomper come over here and break it. How convenient. And here is another skill. Getting these skills is very nice. We will need them. Just leaving all that spirit light on the ground. Those big blob enemies might be significantly harder to deal with. Although this one won't be, because it'll just fall to the ground, won't it? Okay, I think all that's left there is spirit light. So let's defeat this without dying. Oh, it hit me. One of them hit me, which did hurt, and dealt me 2 damage. And none of them dropped any green dots. No green dots. Maybe one of the things that happens in hard mode is enemies drop less green dots. Now that could be a thing. I would not be surprised if that were the case. We can blow this up, and then I can get some blue dots, which I have to manually collect. And then this way, I believe... Ooh, there's a life cell. That is one of the few things that I really do want to collect a lot of. I would like to collect most of the life cells in this game. Great. There's a life cell to my left that I believe that I can get. I want the life cell. I know that we don't need to go up and to the left until later in the game, but I think that there's a life cell that we can get, and that is definitely worth getting. Might want to save up here somewhere so that I don't lose progress that I've made. I can get this money egg. Is it worth getting this money egg? No. Do money eggs only have spirit light in them, or can they also have green dots? Because if they can have green dots, then I want the money eggs. If they can't, then I don't really care about the money eggs. So typically, these big enemies are a good way to get green dots, right? And maybe that's not the case on hard. I think that it's not the case on hard. Alright, hard you have a lot less life to deal with. And I realize that Stomp is what could destroy this, but also there's a green enemy at the top that can destroy it. Because that's how I got this life container, this life cell, in my first playthrough. Is with the green enemy up here. So, let's get the green enemy to run at me. Jump over him. Yes, perfect. And then get the life cell, which will also fill up my life, which is kind of important right now. Great, another map stone. I will also destroy that money egg. Really, I'm destroying these early money eggs to discover whether it is worth destroying money eggs in the future. The answer so far has been no. The money eggs have only dropped spirit light, which is useless to me in this run. I don't care about spirit light. Most of the things that show up on the map are due to abilities that I've gotten in my previous run. There's Gumo, Gumo really likes that ball and will take it with him. I mean, I realized that Gumo stole the light, but it was just sitting there. Like, why are we blaming Gumo so much? You can't really call him a spirit of darkness when he takes like a big ball of light and covets it. That makes him a spirit of the light, doesn't it? What is to the right? I'm gonna go on the right path because I can. And we get an ability cell. Whoop-de-doo. This is a place in my first run where I just never came until much later. I just never had dropped down there because you don't need to. Oh gosh. This giant thing right here is kind of annoying because there's an enemy over here that will attack me. We're on hard, and one of the abilities is Ultra Defense, which reduces how much damage the creatures of Nibble deal to you. If I'm taking a bunch of damage from these little enemies, like that, I think some of the combat abilities will be significant. Not getting all of the combat abilities. Not having all the markers will just mean that I collect less things, which will make me weaker. I guess that's significant. Let's save. Can't go up there, so let's go down. I remember this. This is one of the only places in the game that has a purple barrier that you can destroy. And finally, there's the only one of these, I think. The only purple barrier like that. The Moon Grotto. One of the places where you can just die instantly. Let's save right here. Ooh, a life cell, or a life shard. Life shards are very useful. You don't get those very often. Spirit wells. Spirit wells are a lot more important on hard than they were on normal, because I need the life so much more often. Let's follow Gumo to his lair. Quick tip, following enemies into their lair, often a bad idea. They tend to have a home field advantage. Some of the efficiency abilities made it so that whenever I used a blue dot, it cost half as much. So I used half a blue dot. That might be significant too. I'm going to go down here. I think that there's a keystone down here. Well, I found some spikes. Got to keep my blue dots up. I have no blue dots right now, which means that I cannot save if I manage to do something that progresses the game. I need some blue dot management in this run. I'm really looking forward to double jump. Double jump is a very nice ability. The first mini boss. The main thing to know about this mini boss is to just not get hit from him dropping on you. This mini boss might be able to kill me in one hit or something in hard, but I intend to not get hit by it. It has a simple pattern, and we will use that pattern against it. It does have a lot of life, though. And I don't like how long it takes to defeat this mini-boss. There we go. He dropped a life shard that I did not need. That might be one of the first life shards that I found that I did not need. Really do need that blue dot. Ooh, there's some blue dots. Let's get those. And then I think we need to go the down. There we go. That worked out. Don't like there being two enemies. Got hit by one of them. Definitely was a good time to save. I just died immediately after saving. I've proven to myself that it was a good time to save. Oh, let's save again. I had max blue dots and max green dots. I wonder if I get that whenever I get an ability point through the soul that I find in the ground. That might be a reason to get the soul on the ground. More than I thought there was. The double jump skill. This is very important for completing this game. And it helps me avoid enemies and danger too. And we can get up here now to get a blue dot. That is a wonderful blue dot to get. And then the next thing to do here is really just go up, but I believe that there are collectibles that I want. I think there's a life cell. There might be another energy cell. And I really do need as many of those as I can get. I'm going to try this again. Did it give me anything other than Spirit Light? No. I've decided that money eggs are useless. Let's not collect them, because they use up blue dots. We need blue dots before we go to the right there. And getting blue dots might be a little bit hard to do. But here's another green dot. I like green dots. Yes. So there's my one blue dot that I needed. Now I need to get back there without dying. The without dying condition is a problem. Almost died right there. Let's get the ability cell because I can. There we go. Ability cell because I can. No, there's a blue dot. Oh, there's an energy cell. I'm glad now that I spent all this time and effort coming here, because that blue dot is something that I want. The blue dot economy is going to be a significant issue with no abilities. This part was very hard for me the first time through. There are a lot of rocks, but they should be easy to dodge, right? Never been easy for me to dodge before. Although it's been pretty easy this time so far. Well then, I just succeeded the first time that time. Oh, and I can get some things over here. I'm going to get the things over here because every... Whoa, I didn't immediately die. I'm very surprised. This is on hard, right? So, I can get over here, and then I need to kill those guys so they don't kill me. I'm going to get this because I can. And the time that I did get this in my first run, I got it much later when I had abilities that just made it easy. And the water was clear and all of that. I'm going to get it the hard way this time. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this challenge in the middle of my bigger challenge, but I am. It's pretty hard to avoid their shots, I think. What I need to do is move around enough that I avoid their shots. Oh, and I got a life cell. The life cell, that was worth it. I'm now glad that I did that challenge. What else can we get going back up? This one, don't remember what the collectible is, but I remember the challenges. I I remembered that crusher, by the way, which was very nice. Should save my game at the first opportunity. Save it here. Know that there are more crushers. I know there's a crusher up here somewhere. And I got a blue dot, an energy cell. Wonderful. Whoa. This is the danger section. Let's try not to die, even though the lasers kill me in one hit. And let's save. And refresh blue dots. Green dots are still a problem, but blue dots are fine. Oh my gosh. Well, glad I saved. Oh gosh, almost ran directly into that guy. Can I go up there now? Yes, I can. And there's a life cell up there. That's very nice to see. And then let's enter the Ginso Tree. The Ginso Tree on hard. I don't know that this is going to be much of a thing. Hard seems about the same to me for most of the Ginso Tree. There's one part of the Ginso Tree that I think will actually be more difficult on hard. But that's late in the Ginso Tree, and I know about it, so I'll prepare for it. So by the way, there's an achievement for double jumping so many times in a row, and I feel like I could have done it right there if I had thought about it. And then, oh, it's right before this boss. This enemy that you have to defeat before you can move on. Got it. Let's go through and save. Oh, I'm going to try see if I have an idea. Ho-ho, achievement unlocked, airborne. Got it. So there's another achievement because I knew about the achievement while I was going through this dungeon. So I could notice when I could apply that achievement. This is also where we get Bash, and I think Bash will significantly change the difficulty, because things are just easier with Bash. And the all-important Bash skill. And now this dungeon becomes a lot of fun. Also, I think this makes the rest of hard mode a lot easier, because when you can Bash, you can just avoid enemies much more easily. You can get past enemies that you basically couldn't just easily get past before. Energy cell, I think I need to go over this way. There we go. Got an energy cell. I like getting all of these energy cells and life cells. So this enemy, I recall being very easy if you just stay on this wall. There we go. Easy way through. And we want to go to the right path, because the right path is a spirit well that we can save at. And theoretically, we could just warp away from the dungeon. You could say, okay, I got Bash, I'm done. This left room is a lot easier than the right room. And actually, in the left room, we don't even have to destroy the enemies. We just have to bounce off their projectiles. This room doesn't really matter too much. I think we need this guy's projectile. There we go. But the right room gave me a lot of trouble last time. And I don't know that that's going to change. So we're going to save right before going in. This part is the only part in this dungeon that I think actually becomes more difficult because of hard mode. So number one in this room is defeating these enemies. Because if I defeat the enemies, the rest of the room becomes a lot easier to deal with. The puzzle part just becomes less of a problem. And one more enemy who did get a shot on me. Great. Now, let's do the actual puzzle. And then the part where we could die a lot. As I recall. And normally, there's an achievement that shows up here that says, run for your life. But since we've already gotten that, they don't need to tell us. Run for the life. And this time I will not be bothering with the spirit light containers on this route. That should make it a lot easier to not die. I hope that I defeat it the first attempt, but I honestly don't know if I will. Gosh. Almost died there. Alright, I might defeat this in one go, which makes me feel a lot better about doing this on the 1 life difficulty. Because this is one of the places that run could just end all of a sudden. Granted, I'm not done, but I feel like I'm close to done. Gosh. Get to that lantern. And that one. There we go. We're at the end. First dungeon down. That is essentially 1/3 of the game. The next quest is the Misty Woods. Great. 1/3 of the game, 1/3 of the world events anyway, complete on hard with no abilities. And next time we'll do the Misty Woods and the Forlorn Ruins. I'm really only tracking achievements now, and we got one this time. New episode next Saturday.